In order to subscribe to my channel, please click here or click here. Please share, comment, and like my videos and channel. Hello guys, welcome to SaaS with ServiceNow. This is short series of learning business rules in ServiceNow, and that is also in details. In this series, you will learn about different types of business rules, their major scenarios, and practical examples. Overview of business rules. We will start with overview of business rules. What is business rule in ServiceNow? A business rule is a server-side script that runs when a record is displayed, inserted, updated, or deleted, or when a table is queried. The table of business rule is sys_script, where all business rule records are stored. You can use business rules to complete tasks like update the value on a form automatically when specific condition is met, or stop user for updating a record if condition is not met. Types of business rule. There are 4 types of business rule: before, after, async, and display. These types are basically the time when business rules should be running. We will talk about them in details later. 2 steps of business rule. Now, business rule is processed in 2 steps. One is when to run, in which you configure the time when business rule should be triggered. And another is action, in which you mention the action you want to take when business rule is triggered, which you can do via configuration or a script. In when to run, you need to define timing and operation to trigger the business rule. So one is type of business rule, in which you mention the time when BR is configured for the record being modified or accessed. Another one is type of database operation. When both are met with the condition mentioned in the business rule, then business rule is triggered. And the type we have like before, after, async, display. And the operation we have is insert, update, query, delete. These are all database operations. How business rule is processed. So let's say user or system perform a query on a table. Then system checks query rules and perform that query. And data is basically displayed as per the display rules on the form. So first, user queries the table, and then data is being displayed as per the display rules. That is about the querying. But let's say form is being submitted. Then system basically checks before rules and then update the database accordingly. That means before it updates something, it checks for the before rules and then it updates the database. And then it also checks if there is any kind of after rules. That means after updation of the record, after updation of the database, what action it has to take as per the after rules. Let's see what kind of actions can be performed by business rules. Update the field value after creating the record as per the values of other fields. That is one of the use case. Stop user to update or insert record if invalid data is used. If user is providing any invalid data, maybe that something is not as per the validation you want to put, then user should not be able to update or insert record. That's one of the actions performed by business rules. display information message when record is inserted. When you are inserting any record, if you want to display a message on the top to the user on the form, then you can use business rule as well. That means that action is also performed by business rule. And the next is create child task when parent is created. That's another action. Now these are just kind of type of actions and scenarios which can be performed by business rules. Configurable business rules. Now, business rules can be configured without scripting. That means you can configure when to run, like before insert or before update, before delete. You can do after update, after delete. That's something you can do with the help of configuration. And then you have action, where you have to set the value. That means once condition is met, that means when business rule is triggered as per the condition mentioned in when to run, that is configurable. In that case, you can take the action. In action section, you can define that what values you want to populate for particular fields. Now the whole scenario which I'm talking about, first tab, that is when to run, actions, both are configurable. You don't have to do any kind of scripting. So with business rules, a lot of things can be achievable with configuration as well. But let's say if any requirement is not achievable by configuration, then scripting comes into the picture. That means you can also perform scripting in business rules for the functionalities which you are not able to achieve with just configuration. Then you can basically use the advanced option and you can write the server-side script in this script section. Ideally, there is no special syntax for business rules. However, there are global variables which you can use to access data of records in your script. So what global variables you can access? You have accessibility in business rules. So there are 4 global variables available in business rules. Current. Now this is something which basically stores state of the same record you're working on. And then we have previous, which basically captures the previous state of the record you're working on before any update or delete. So for example, if there's any change in the value for any particular field, that's something you can see you can access it with current and previous as well. And previous is the basically previous state of the record. Then we have G_scratchpad. That is another global variable which you can access in business rule. Now the scratchpad object is available on display type of business rule. That means when type is display, it is used to pass information to the client. And I will show you later as well. And the last one we have is glide system, which is I would say the server side script, where you have different methods. You can access different glide system methods as well. So let me create a business rule with configuration and with a script. This is my personal developer instance. Now I will go to list of incidents. I'll go over here. Now I will create a new business rule. So I will click on business rule and I will click on new here. I will give it a name because we are going to create a new business rule, but with just configuration first. So if I put here demo for BR and this is config, I will check this box advanced. Now here, as I mentioned, you have this when to run and you have this actions. So when to run is again configurable. So I can mention what type of business rule I would really want to create, when exactly I want to trigger this business rule. So maybe let's say I will set a field value. So I will do before insert and I set here if category is network, and then I will go to actions and I will mention here assignment group. So let's say you get the requirement. Then your customer says that on incident form, if user selects category as network, then that incident should automatically be assigned to network team. That's a requirement. So in this case, you can use business rule, and that is also without scripting. So I will just mention over here like this, and you're done. I will click on save. Now I will try to create a new incident with the same condition so that we can check whether we are able to test it, whether our business rule is running successfully or not. So I will click on create new, and then I will just select the caller, test for BR, and I will mention the network here. Okay, I will not, because that should happen automatically. I will just select the category over here. So I'm a user now, and I'm just selecting network category, and that's it. I'm not selecting assignment group. It should automatically do that. That's our requirement. So I will just save it. If I will save it, you will see that, yes, you can see over here, it has automatically assigned the ticket to network team as per the condition. That means it ran that business rule in the backend and it automatically assigned to this group. So this is how you can create a business rule with configuration. Now I will quickly show you that how you can create a business rule with scripting. So I will go back over here. Now let's say I will just keep this category as network as it is. What I can do, now you can achieve a lot of requirement with these configurations. Like you can take the action with configuration. But let's say you're not able to achieve it. Now this time I'm going to show you the same kind of script. That means we will set the same group. However, you can achieve it, but I'm just showing you the demo. That's the reason I'm just using this script. And as you will see this whole series further, we will talk about in like these types of business rules in details with practical examples as well. But even with these operations, different types of operations we have. So if I come over here and let's say I am not putting anything here, and I will just do current dot assignment group equal to, now here we will put the sys of this group, this one. So if I open this, I will just copy the sys. That's it. And I will put it over here. Semicolon, and I will click on save. You're done. You have just set the value, and we will just close this one, and I will create a new incident again. I will select the caller, Adam, and then I will do test for BR with script. I'm not basically touching this fields. I am just changing the network. That's what our condition is. And then if I click on save, you will see it has basically taken the action. I'm able to achieve the functionality as it is, but the only difference is we did it with configuration, and this is something which is without configuration, and overall we have done this with scripting. So that is the difference. But you should always try to achieve whatever functionalities you get from your customers. You should always try to achieve it with the help of configuration first rather than starting scripting. That's a major, I would say, important point and best practice as part of the business rules. And it's not just business rules. Anything in ServiceNow which you want to create, it's a business rules, client script. You should always do that. I think client script, definitely you have to write the script, but any other thing which you can achieve with configuration, you should always go for configuration first and then scripting. If you're not able to achieve the requirement with configuration, then your next priority should be definitely scripting, that because there's no other way you can do that. So in that case, configuration should be your first priority and then scripting. So this is how you can create business rules with configuration and with scripting.